Bam! Here we are, 1 week later. As of this video, about 13 to 14 states have begun implementing the shelter-in-place orders. Now, yeah, I live in Southern California, so we were among the first to do it. And because both of my real-life jobs were among the first to be hit, I've been forced to practice it long before it became ordered by local and state governments. I know what I said in the last video about other viral diseases being spread and about the panic in place and does it really warrant it, and again, I don't claim to know everything about COVID-19. Obviously, the number of cases has increased, and that can simply be attributed to more tests being available to be administered and more tests coming out positive. But it's not the only reason. Supposedly, in China, the spread is slowing down, and South Korea has nearly flattened the spread because they knew what to do, having dealt with other big epidemics like SARS in the past. So could it be worse in my situation? Yeah. Instead of thinking this as a major inconvenience, I have to think of this as stuff that we do during a disaster. Think about when an earthquake hits, a big wildfire, or when a huge tornado or a hurricane destroys stuff and causes death. Either way, things in the area affected get shut down. Like when there's a flood, people get sent to shelters until it stops flooding. Our way of life is put on hold until we can address what needs to be fixed and figure out how to contain it. In this case, it's worldwide. And if you're a Christian, then crap like this is what would be happening before the second coming of Christ. It doesn't mean I like it. I actually love both of my jobs. And not working is driving me nuts. Now, I'm used to being by myself because I'm somewhat of a loner when I'm not at work. But doing more of this has obviously been making me feel like I'm regressing. If I can't get any unemployment insurance, if I can't get any disaster service work as a City of LA employee, then I have to make a huge decision that will alter my life's course for a few years just so I can stay afloat and pay the bills. I haven't been the biggest fan of Governor Newsom, but any leader in the position that he's in is in a tough spot, so I can at least see that it is an effort to do what's best for everyone. In this case, he has a good reason. People have been idiots. The other day, I was at the store, and I just happened to look out when they brought out a pallet of Aquafina cases. And there was a guard there in place, and people were arguing with him, "What do you mean I can only pick out one case per family? What do you mean I can only take one?" Bitch, it's because of people like you hoarding all of this that we have these rules in place. I mean, a trucking buddy of mine has said he found one package of toilet paper available in a store on his way from Chicago back to SoCal. One package across 2/3 of the damn country? That same trucking buddy has said all over the roads he saw people traveling with their RVs and their campers. Clearly a ton of people just said fuck it and went on a vacation somewhere. All over the coast, residents who live near them have dealt with traffic from people all heading to the beach in droves. The parks are full of people, and popular hiking destinations are filled with hikers clearly not practicing social distancing. And look, astronomy and astrophotography, at least what I do, in itself is a social distancing activity. To do what I can do, I need to be away from the cities and the light pollution, and I need to especially be away from people who don't get it. You know it's bad when I finally get a night that's suitable enough for stargazing and astrophotography, and I still decide it's not a good idea because I'm afraid my usual spots would be too crowded. Even without the coronavirus fears, it's annoying as hell at crowded campsites when people won't stop shining their lights at you, ruining your exposures, or they keep coming up and expect you to show them something when you're set up to take pictures. So if I do decide to go out, if that will even be possible, I'm definitely going to go to a place where people rarely go. And probably it'll be off the grid. God forbid something happens to me. Or how about the group of college kids who knew the risk, ignored the guidelines, did their spring break, and now 5 of them have tested positive for COVID-19. Look this up if you don't believe me. Morons! Fucking morons! Again, this is supposedly something that you don't even know you have until a few days, perhaps a week down the line. And many people could have absolutely zero symptoms, but can still transmit it to others, especially to those with compromised immune systems. Both of my parents are in their 70s, and are in the group of highest risk. Stay away from them. Look, I'm not in a state of panic. I'm doing my part in dealing with the crisis the best way I can. I hate having to stay home. I hate staying sheltered. I want to go back to work. But you people who continue to not follow the guidelines, you people who pack up the parks and go on these little vacations and groups, are the reason why the quarantine period will last longer than it should. And if our government takes it a step further and implements a full-on martial law where you have military presence and curfews in place, it's your own damn fault. Seriously, unless it's absolutely necessary, stay the fuck home. I'm your heavy metal astronomer, Desert Coyote 22. Thanks for listening, and stay home.